Well, after more than 6 decades of operating a facility in Durham, the Coca-Cola bottling plant is moving out of the city.
Probably not every day a neighbor comes in here and says, we're going to miss a light industrial development next to us, the Coca-Cola.
You didn't ask for higher prices, but they're already creeping into your grocery bill, your favorite drinks, and even your Friday night six-pack. And it all traces back to one announcement on June 4th, 2025, when President Trump doubled tariffs on imported steel and aluminum to 50%. Supporters call it a bold move to protect American industry. But for companies like Coca-Cola and for you, the consumer, it's been nothing short of a shockwave. Now let's hit the brakes and pop the hood on what's really going on. When that tariff hammer came down, it landed hardest on aluminum. And aluminum isn't just some abstract material, it's the backbone of millions of soda cans, beer cans, and food packaging that land in North American shopping carts every single day. Coca-Cola's CEO James Quincy didn't mince words. He warned that the tariff hike wasn't just a policy shift, it was a direct hit to production costs, a blow that would ripple straight through to store shelves. And he's not alone. The Can Manufacturers Institute, which represents the companies that actually crank out those cans, backed him up, warning that prices on everything from soda to soup will head north. Here's the dilemma. Coca-Cola leans heavily on imported aluminum. In fact, nearly half of America's supply comes from abroad, with Canada leading the charge as the top supplier. But now, that aluminum comes with a 50% price tag slapped on top. It's like buying a car with an extra wheel tax you never asked for. For Coke, that means higher production costs. For retailers, it means more expensive inventory. And for families, it means a bigger dent in the weekly budget. So what's Coca-Cola supposed to do? Quincy floated the idea of shifting more products into plastic bottles. On paper, it sounds like a fix, but in reality, it's a minefield. Consumers are already skeptical about plastic for environmental reasons. Glass is too heavy and expensive to scale, and aluminum, despite the price, is still the gold standard for convenience and recycling, so every option comes with a trade-off. If Coke raises prices, it risks losing customers to cheaper alternatives. If it pivots to plastic, it risks its brand image and the loyalty of fans who swear soda just tastes better in a can. But this isn't just a Coca-Cola problem. Craft breweries, those small local beer makers who depend on affordable cans, are already feeling the squeeze. Unlike Coke, they don't have the deep pockets to absorb cost increases. They either pass the extra burden on to their customers or risk shutting down. Food giants like Campbell's face the same headache. Higher aluminum costs mean higher prices for canned soup and packaged goods, and the Aluminum Association has already admitted that even if every idle smelter in the U.S. fired up tomorrow, the country still couldn't produce enough aluminum to satisfy demand, which means there's no quick fix coming. So we're left with a supply chain crunch that looks less like protection and more like a chokehold. And the ripple effects don't stop at the supermarket. Trade partners like Canada and Mexico have blasted the tariffs as unfair. The European Union has hinted at retaliation. It's a geopolitical tug-of-war where businesses and consumers are caught in the middle. The Trump administration insists this is about national security and reviving domestic industry, but critics point to past tariff studies that showed more jobs lost than created, thanks to higher costs and lower competitiveness. If history is any guide, this round could be even rougher. Now let's circle back to Coca-Cola, because their response will set the tone for the entire beverage industry. Beyond packaging tweaks and lobbying Washington for relief, Coke is weighing price hikes with surgical precision. Raise too much and you alienate customers. Raise too little and you sink profits. For a company that's been in American fridges for generations, it's a balancing act between survival and loyalty, and every decision they make becomes a case study for how businesses can navigate sudden policy shocks in a globalized economy. But here's the bigger picture. This tariff isn't just about aluminum or steel. It's about the reality that in today's interconnected world, you can't just wall off trade without consequences. Prices don't stay put, they move. Supply chains don't sit still, they shift. And when governments pull hard on one lever, the ripple can hit your wallet faster than you think. So the next time you crack open a Coke or grab a six-pack of your favorite craft beer, remember this: that aluminum can in your hand is more than just packaging. It's ground zero in a trade war that's rewriting the rules of business, politics, and everyday life in North America. The question now isn't just whether tariffs can make American industries stronger, it's whether the cost of that strength is something ordinary families can afford. So what do you think? Are tariffs like these a necessary evil to protect American jobs, or are they punishing the very businesses and consumers they're meant to protect? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown useful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're keeping your curiosity in overdrive. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep your eyes on the road ahead.